Jake, I got a great follow-up on a recent viral short from Mark and Jake Try to Make It.
Viral shorts. This is exciting.
Viral short, over 1,000 views. Anything
Yeah.
over 1,000, I call COVID, hepatitis, whatever virus you prefer. It's spreading. It's spreading out there. It was the one about the negative 25 degrees, negative 49 feels like, the great show in Grand Rapids, Minnesota. It's online. It's over 1,000 views. Got a comment from one of the customers at the show in Grand Rapids, Minnesota.
Nice.
Typed in, you know what? I want to do it justice. To remind everybody, if you haven't seen the clip, basically Jake exclaims, "Oh my goodness, I can't believe it was negative. It felt like negative 49 degrees." And then I explained that, yeah, it was so cold. It was crazy. We sold out the show. I'm surprised anybody came out. I wouldn't get out of my bed, let alone my house. These people got to run their car for 10 minutes just to drive it. And then somebody wrote, I'm bringing it up right now. Mark, we left our car running the whole show.
No
not
way.
Worth it not starting, LOL. You were great. Thanks for coming to Grand Rapids. So apologies to Grand Rapids, Minnesota. I had my facts wrong. I had heard that the guy who drove me had to go start his car 10 minutes ahead of driving me away. But it turns I talked to the feature, Ronell Hardin, and he said, yeah, the whole parking lot was running the whole time. 77 cars or whatever.
What? I've never heard of that. Oh my goodness.
I was inside the venue for like 2.5 hours. We got there early to eat, and yeah, that was crazy. We left our car running the whole show. Thanks for a great show.
Wow. I mean, you have got to rethink your life, man. If you're living in a place that's so cold that
I bet they have low property taxes, right?
Yeah.
They got to have something. They got to have something. Maybe they get like it's like living in Alaska where you get like a oil stipend. They pay you to live there.
Yeah. You got to. I mean, there's got to be something to make it worthwhile. That's bananas, man. I've never. I'll tell you that I have a car running story.
Okay, let's hear it.
I moved in the Denver area. I moved from a place in Aurora to a place in Aurora because I'm an Aurora boy, I suppose. But and it was moving boxes all day and moving stuff, and it's nighttime and I'm tired, but I'm also like I'm jonesing to get on stage. So I go to
Lions Lair, right? I hate to do this to you, but you've told this story on this pod.
I don't think I've ever been to Lions Lair.
Oh, it wasn't Colfax where you go into a mic?
It was on Colfax. Oh man, okay. All right. Yeah. Well, you remember all my
sorry to our real aficionados who get to hear that again. But the punchline is you couldn't find your keys, and then
I couldn't find my keys. And 2 hours later, I'm walking
out. I was running the entire time. Yeah, you told it because I told a story about somebody stealing the registration sticker off my license plate, probably on Colfax. And then
nobody even. I have my car is such a pile. I mean, I'm driving the same car. I drove the same car this morning. Like the same exact car. It's in Kentucky now.
You gotta in 68-degree weather. You have to keep it running to make sure it starts.
Yeah.
So unbelievable. Always something new in comedy, Jake. It's always interesting.
That is a fascinating.
I love getting around the country and seeing different places. And I gotta say, Grand Rapids, Duluth, you were delights, all of you, just the best. I got a negative story. I know you love the Mark negative stories. Here's a good one for you. I'm not gonna say the name of the festival. I don't want to give them the airtime because of the nature of this story, but a festival very well. We discussed it on the last Patreon.
Okay.
Reached out to me and said, hey, do you want to do this event? And they emailed me 8 times asking, apparently, because they then sent me a text message saying, we've emailed you 8 times asking if you want to be part of this event. And I said, so I finally texted back and I said, you know who I'm talking about. And I said, yeah, you do. Yes,
I do know now. Yeah.
So I texted back and said, yeah, I'll do it. And I end up on the worst show in spot number 6. Okay. And the way this whole like series works is basically what that means is they scored my video for this year and I have regressed somehow. I used to easily be in the best show, second to best show, maybe third to best show out of 6 or 7 and got 7-minute spots. Now I have one of the worst spots in the whole event for only 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So I write back and just say, very sorry, plans changed. I know you don't care about the reasons because this person never cares about the reasons. I'm not going to make it. So he writes me back, furious. And by the way, in the Patreon, we'll explain who this is, etc. Furious. Why did you say yes, you'd make the event? Now I got to take your name off the website. Now I got to find a new person. What a pain in the butt. And I said, well, I was very polite. I said, well, I guess you would benefit from an explanation. I'm surprised that I regressed from a 7-minute spot to a 5-minute spot. And I'm probably going to say no to every event this entire year because I've been scored so low that I have this terrible spot. And meanwhile, my name is on the website in this terrible spot. People are texting me. I had a comedian call me, and I knew why they were calling. I answered the phone. I said, I am answering the phone with shame in my voice.
I almost texted you. I saw your name.
We talked about it for like 10 minutes. And basically, just to be clear, it's well, so anyways, this guy, he emails me back now. He's more contrite, not furious anymore. He says, I thought that might be the case. You were number 1 to move up to a better position and we'll get you to a better position whenever. And I wrote him back and I said, you know what? I'm going to skip the whole week. But I will say yes to future satellites now that I have this information. Thank you. Yeah. And I think what happened is I waited till the very last second to submit my video. It was due on a Monday. I submitted it on a Saturday from tape I got on Friday. And they had already slotted everybody at that point. Because on that phone call, the person was like, yeah, I've had my spot for like a week or 10, something like that. So I think it was artificial that I was that low, but I was so frustrated because this is like, I don't know, 2 p.m. yesterday, 10 o'clock last night. I get another text message from somebody, you know, congratulations on being part of this event. And I'm like, no congratulations necessary. I'm still on the website. I'm like, get me off this website.
Yeah. You know,
there's always new ways. There's always new ways to be embarrassed and shamed and have indignity thrust at you.
It's funny. So I saw your name. It took me a while to your beginning of this because to figure out what you're talking about. And I even saw your name. I know exactly what you're talking about. And I almost texted you about.
What was your thought? Were you like, oh man, he's slipping?
No, it wasn't. My thought was just like, oh, I guess it's just what it is. They gave you a time that's not great. I didn't think about them like doing it on purpose or whatever. I guess now because they did the thing where can you do it? And I said no. You know, I wasn't on it, and I saw a few friends that were, but I didn't reach out to anybody though. To be honest with you.
Oh man,
yeah,
I'm embarrassed. Real embarrassed, but I'll get past it. And I did check right before we started taping. This hours later, my name is gone. Thank goodness. Nice. It's been scrubbed.
Finally scrubbed from that.
Yeah.
Well, I had a joke. A comedian did my joke, the joke that I wrote on Instagram, and did it like in a reel.
I thought you were about to say like the Tonight Show.
No, on Instagram. Can you believe this? No. It's totally cool. So this was part of the roast poke the bear thing we did in Austin. The only theme show that I really like. Where you know the audience writes jokes and the guy and so the comedian I was traveling with, he cut together a little bit, and he's pulling out of a bucket of jokes that people in the room wrote about him, and he pulled mine, but it was fun. It's a fun joke. He's a bald guy, and he's got a mustache, and I said, you look like a racist thumb. So that
Nice.
my roast.
Okay, so it wasn't like it wasn't
No.
joke stealing, really.
No. He just
It was
read it.
like
That's part of the show. He was supposed to read it. Like I made him read a joke
right.
that is.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Yeah. So it
Well,
wasn't
you should
joke
get some
stealing.
royalties. You get
That's
some
right.
money.
That's right. I don't know if you've ever seen that. I've seen that a couple of times where, and it could just be poor writing, but I've seen comedians say something along the lines of, "I was talking to somebody and they roasted me and they said this," and that whatever
Oh,
that person
I
said
hear that all the time, and
is
I always
funny.
wonder. Yeah,
Yeah, and what they said
I
is
always
funny.
wonder
So
if they wrote it or somebody else did. You know,
I think most of the time someone else actually did write it, and
I
then
do. I think the same.
let's get that person on stage because they're actually funny. You know?
Right. Yes. Yeah. It's usually somebody pretty new to comedy
Yeah,
that's pulling that.
yeah, yeah,
But not always. Sometimes I've seen it done by call them a professional, but then in that case, I assume they wrote the joke. You know, I'm
yes,
having a crappy day. Somebody told me I look
yes,
like
yeah,
blah blah blah. You
yeah,
know, it's a little more natural and organic when delivered
mhm,
well.
yeah.
I have a good money story of sorts. It starts bad, real roller coaster. I did a show where I gave away more than 50% of the tickets, like
Okay,
really struggling to sell tickets at this show. And it was a real hassle to rearrange the showroom. It's a very weird space. And so we had to move some very heavy tables, and I had a volunteer there, which was great. So that was nice. Not selling a lot of tickets wasn't nice.
mm,
And at the end of the show, the volunteer is helping me break down stuff, and he breaks the stage. Not the so the stage is in two parts, the platform, and it's got a riser.
yeah,
And the riser is like an accordion thing, and it holds up an impressive amount of weight. And I don't really know what happened because I didn't see it. I just know it was like awkwardly in the box, and I pulled it out of the box to see why. And the problem was that it wasn't fully unaccordioned because something had broken. It was like snapped.
yeah,
And I mentioned to him, and he just kind of like shrugged and didn't seem to care. And so the next day, I'm doing all the accounting, I'm paying the comics, I'm working on photos. Like I got this whole like laundry list of things to do after every show. And I made $160, which,
yeah,
you know, on some level is great to make money
yeah,
at comedy. You know, to get more than $100 is nice. But, you know, it was like 4 hours, you know,
yeah,
between getting there early, setting up, running the show, breaking it down.
yeah,
And that doesn't even include, you know, setting up the ticketing, which takes an hour, making all the artwork for, you know, posters, driving across town to hang up the posters, you know, all this
mhm,
stuff that goes into it. For me, that's like below my get out of bed money. I'm
yeah,
not running a show for $160. It's way
yeah,
too much effort, especially if I'm hosting and doing like 10 minutes.
yeah,
It's not worth it to me. You know, maybe if I was middle 20 or something like that and it was like out of town, like I would totally do that. And I'm not no shame in $106. $106 is $106.
yeah.
Guess how much the new riser costs?
Ooh, oh, I hope it's less than $160.
Just barely 140.
Oh, man.
So now I'm down to $20, Jake.
Oh my goodness.
I made $20 on a show. And I guess, you know, realistically, you got to amortize the cost of the thing
Yeah,
over the 250 shows I ran before it finally
yeah,
broke. So I am on day 3 of being in touch with the manufacturer of this riser that
yeah.
has a 2-year warranty. And
Okay.
there's no way. I have 3 of these risers. There's no way to know which one it is. At least one of them was purchased within the last 2 years. And I just before we started taping got an email saying, good news, we're going to send you a part and you're going to be able to repair this.
Ooh,
And everything's free to me. So boom, I just
wow.
made $140 basically.
That's right.
Yeah.
Wow, that's very exciting.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, well, that's great. Yeah, hopefully it works. Hopefully it all comes in, and that's exciting though, man. Yeah, I don't if you I've had that sort of thing too, where you know you do the show and then you get a ticket on the way back, or do the show and
A
then you
parking ticket or
oh
your
yeah,
parking costs more than you expected. You like
Yeah.
pull into
Yeah.
the garage and it's like $8 and you leave and it's like 80.
Yes, exactly. That happened to me last time I was in Indianapolis. I went to the Helium open mic, and it was just way too
Not even
expensive.
getting paid at all.
Not getting paid, doing 3 minutes, ended up I have to drive 2 hours each way, so 4 hours total, and then you have to buy, something, and it's just then parking, and I'm walking I mean, it cost me, like, $120 in order to do 3 minutes in Indianapolis. Golly.
And you wonder why I don't do mics anymore.
Yeah. I mean, that's the last time I've been to Indianapolis. So, I learned I need to go back. Indianapolis isn't that far. It's funny though, man. I when I think about traveling to another scene, my first choice is Nashville, and then my second
Okay.
choice is Cincinnati,
Okay.
and it's just like
Why would you say that is? What's so great about Nashville?
I have friends there. I have family there, like friends from high school and my aunt and uncle and their adult children all live there. And but it's also I think it's just a mentality. Nashville feels a lot more welcoming of me than Cincinnati than Indianapolis was. Now
Interesting.
Indianapolis had two clubs, right? It had Crackers and of course Helium, and then there was a lot of indie shows, independent shows. I really didn't get in the independent scene. I really didn't get in Helium, much. But I was in Crackers all the time, and then Crackers shut down. So it's like, well, what are you gonna do? Not go back to Indianapolis?
Would you
Yeah,
call those indie shows?
I think you got to. Yeah.
Unless they have in Indianapolis, an Indiana Jones theme. Then
Yes.
you would call them indie shows.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. They were fun. They did a comedy festival up there, and I did that, and I don't know. I don't know. When was the last time? I mean, when was the last time you did like a kind of a middle of the road
Bad
festival?
festival? Is that
It
what you're
wasn't
trying to
bad.
say?
It wasn't bad, but middle of the road festival. I mean,
Yeah.
not definitely not bad, but
You get spoiled. It's like any
yeah,
gig, you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
But
I mean,
as you get farther along, you hope
yeah,
that you're able to sniff that stuff out a little
yeah,
better, or you have enough friends to kind
yeah.
of vet things.
And the
Tell me,
biggest
let's talk. I'd love to hear more about why it wasn't your favorite festival.
Yeah, so it was just the number of shows and where the shows were, and I mean, basically, there weren't great crowds. None of the things had great crowds. Didn't have terrible crowds. One of the shows I was on was
Mm,
kind of in the afternoon. It's funny, Sam Talent was there, and he was headlining some stuff, and so he's awesome. And I was able
mhm.
to like just hang out with him for a while, which was super fun. That made it totally worth it. But
Yeah.
um, what I remember about this festival is the show that I was on was really late, and it was at this like I don't even know what you would call it. Kind of
Strip club,
no, but like hard rock,
cat
like
shelter.
grungy, grungy venue, which was fine. It's a cool. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
cool venue, has a stage and everything. But there was I don't know how many people were how many comics were on this the bill,
Yeah.
probably 10.
It's a bad
And
show.
then you get up at midnight, and I'm like, I'm not a midnight comic. That's not my
Yeah.
thing. So
Right. I usually evaluate festivals like a three-legged stool. There are
okay,
three different things. There's the hang, which was Sam Talent. That's
very
great,
good,
and
very
the other comics. You don't want to be around comics that are like way worse than you, and
yeah,
maybe not even way better than you. Although Sam, sometimes if they're friendly to you, it might work out. You want kind of like a little bit better than you, and geographically spread out so you can go visit them in the future and and work with them. So the hang, the quality of the shows, which is really your big gripe in this one.
yeah,
You want a lot of people, You want it packed. You want it fun. You don't want like bad sound or bad light.
Yeah.
And then industry is the third one that I
Ooh.
usually throw out there. And like Vail Comedy Festival, for example, I'd give A+ on hang and show quality, but industry, we're like, we have somebody every year, but it's not like we have the JFL booker or Netflix is a joke booker. So it's not something we really focused on. And I guess a lot of people also would say that like a fourth thing would be expense. Like, are they paying for your hotel? Are you, is it hard to get to? Is it at an inconvenient time of year or something like that?
Yeah, and that's something that it has in this one had really well because it was, 2-hour drive. I didn't have to stay in a hotel, just super easy.
Right. Did you just come home every night?
Yeah, so I think I was, if I remember correctly, I was only on shows on the Saturday. Like I had a Saturday like afternoon.
Oh, that's nice.
A late Saturday.
That's an interesting thing. So let me ask you about this. When I started the Vail Comedy Festival, which is coming up, everybody, May 22nd through 24th, 2026, we're halfway through our headliner announcements. I could get real spicy here, and I can say all the headliners, even though they're not announced. Wow. Yesterday, we announced Casey Balsham, 20 million online video views. Today, we announced Tom Takar, Conan, and The Tonight Show. I'm afraid to do this, but I'm going to do it. Tomorrow, we're announcing Nick Vatterott from Fallon and Conan. And have you seen him before?
No.
Oh my God. He has the funniest stuff. I'm gonna text you some links because it's just some like real classic. He's kind of like you remember Michael Isaacs from the Denver scene?
Yeah.
He's in that category, like super weird.
Yes.
Ridiculously silly, I think is how he describes himself. And I'll send you some stuff. He did on Conan that is just like crazy. And then the fourth one, which won't even be announced for 2 more days as we're taping this, but we'll be in a rear view window as our public is listening to it, is Robbie Slowick, who writes for Jon Stewart and has been on Comedy Central and HBO. And so killer lineup. And even, I can't talk about this here, but I will talk about it on the Patreon for this week. We have some really exciting things happening with film at Vail Comedy Festival. So this last year we had a single movie screening. It was great. It was terrific. This year we have multiple movies, and I don't want to give anything away, but we have some. I'll talk about it on the Patreon more. Some really awesome stuff. But anyways, I got off track. What I wanted to ask you was, Vail Comedy Festival. I've always made a big deal out of, because we provide lodging, and I have to like arrange it ahead of time, and it's a 3-night reservation. I make a big deal out of, you have to be there all 3 nights.
Yeah.
Like we want you there by noon or 4 p.m. the first day, and you can leave at 12:01 a.m. the 4th day. But we want you there night 1, night 2, night 3. And if not, get your own hotel room, or hit the road, or just don't come at all. What do you think about that? Because I've found over the years, I've run it 4 years. We've had 100+ comedians there. There's been some pressure from people who want to like zip in and zip out. And I feel like I might bend on that eventually. Like it might be fine if people came for 1 night.
I mean, logistically, it seems like it would be tricky because then you're like, okay, well that reservation I only need for 4 days, and this one I need for 2 days. This one I need for 1 day, and then it's like I feel like that would
right. And then you got to switch hotel rooms because there's like an uneven. Yeah, let's assume for the moment that if you want to not stay all 3 nights, you don't get free lodging. You're on.
I like that. I like that
to get your lodging.
Like I thought that was that you made it sound like that was the status quo. Like the status quo.
I mean, it kind of is the situation now a little bit. It's not publicly. We don't allow it publicly, but people have in the past. Very rarely, maybe like I'm talking like 2 comics in 4 years. Have come in, got their hotel room, and left early. Nobody's missed the beginning, but people have come in and left early. And there's nothing I can really. There's no way to police around that. I can't. They're not like I can't hold them hostage.
No, but I do like. I mean, if that's the policy, now you're saying that it's the private policy. But if that was the public policy, I think that's a fun way to say, hey, here's a strong incentive, which is a free hotel room in Vail.
Yeah.
Here's a strong incentive to stay 3 days. And then other than that,
It
you're on
also
your own.
makes it much easier with one of the biggest pains in the butts of running the festival is scheduling all the shows,
Mm,
specifically the talent at all the shows,
yeah,
and making sure that it's kind of fair. If you get a 4 p.m. show, you're also going to get a 7 p.m. headlining show.
yeah,
So like you don't every year somebody's like, why did so and so get such a better, a month before the festival is even
yeah,
happening, people
yeah,
complain about the lineups. And it would be really difficult if I had to also coordinate which day people were at the festival. That would be a huge pain in my ass.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But I mean, yeah. So if that
But as a
was,
working comedian, you like the idea that you could zip in, zip out, use it as a credit.
and yeah, and be able to, um, you know, hey, if I already had a place to stay, then, but most comics probably don't. So I think most would take the incentive willingly and be like, oh my goodness, this is great. But having that option, I suppose, is I don't know. I don't know why you would though. I mean, Vale is great. The weekend is great. It's so much
Yeah.
fun, and I really enjoyed it. And it was over my anniversary when I went, and my wife didn't come with me, and I went out there, and I really enjoyed it. I took long walks outside, which I hear is they call hiking. I didn't realize that until
Yeah.
I was doing it, and
Yeah.
it was so much fun. I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Hmm. I agree with you. But some people, there's an allure, comics are like crack addicts. They want
Yeah.
more comedy all the time.
Yep.
So there's always somebody who wants to do a show in Denver and one
Yep.
in Boulder and one
Yep.
somewhere else. And they want to, I don't know, just spread themselves out like a virus, going all the way back to the virus.
Go being viral.
Comics
All
themselves are viral.
they're trying to be viral. Yeah,
Yeah.
I had something that reminds me of. I have a corporate gig on my books on my for next month, and I have not received the check for the deposit yet. But they told me
Whoa.
this is like 2 days later. I mean, it's completely reasonable time frame. I'm not stressed about it. But a booker won me for the whole weekend that same weekend, and
Uh,
the corporate gig is way better, um, monetarily and basically in every way. It's in town. It's whatever. But I hit him with, well, hey, I'm busy on Saturday, which is like wink. I'll do Thursday and Friday if you want. And
mm.
he did not like that. But maybe someday soon.
Yeah, that's tricky. That's tricky. I just had something where, well, we're gonna have to talk about this offline anyways, because I'm trying to bank a couple episodes and
Mm,
I sent you a calendar invite for a
yes,
schedule.
I
I'm
did.
flying in and I have a couple hours to kill at an airport. And then
Yep,
I'm doing a show with a comic that's like a 3 hour drive away.
yep.
And the comic knows my flight information and said, hey, I'm gonna pick you up 2 hours early.
Ah,
And I'm like, on one hand, I wanted to get something done. I wanted to tape an episode with you.
yeah,
It's nice to spend time with a comic, but like 5 hours and then 3 hours on a drive back as well. Like it's it's turning into to a little bit. I don't know. I mean, it's very sweet, I think it's coming from a place of kindness. They don't want me sitting at the airport
yep,
for an extra 2 hours, but I'm like, and I'm sure I have done this in the past to people, and they've been like, "Well, why would you pick me up early?" Like, an airport has everything. Yeah, I
yes,
can kill time. I got emails to do. I got work to do.
yep,
I
yep,
can plug in my laptop. So, trying to
yeah.
navigate that
That's
recently.
interesting. So I did a recent road trip with a friend of mine, and I also did a show probably 2 months before that where we went to a place that's like 4 hours away, and he drove, and so we went there and did the show and came back, and that's a lot of time in the car together,
Right.
and I would this trip to Austin with him, we're sharing a hotel room, we're doing this other, I'm like, am I going to end up hating this guy? Probably.
Yeah.
Who cannot?
It's a risk, right?
How could you not end up hating each other? You know, but it didn't. We didn't end up hating each other. It worked out just fine.
That's been my experience. My
Yeah.
experience, I mean, you and I, we did probably
Yeah,
12 to
we did.
16 hours in a
Yep,
car once,
yep,
and it was fine. We were excited. It's
yep,
comedy. We're doing
no
cool
problem,
things.
no problem, no problem. But then I'll take a 2-hour drive with my wife and get annoyed with her, 10 minutes in. So it's like, what are you what are you
That's hilarious.
yeah,
That could be the clip of the week.
yeah.
Uh, I can spend
Oh,
16 hours with a comedian,
yeah,
2 hours with my wife.
you know,
Let's
and w
reschedule.
going all into the depth of, like, comedy, like, nuance and theory and, like,
Yeah.
what and what's happening, and then deep down break down every single comedian you've ever seen and liked, you know?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, plus you can talk trash in that
yeah,
situation because nobody's recording it.
yeah,
That would make a great sketch actually, like, where
yeah,
your wife asks you to
yeah,
go on a 2-hour errand, and you're
yeah,
like, "Yeah, no problem. Let me just get some details here to put in my booking notes.
yeah.
How much am I getting paid?
Yep, yep.
Are there accommodations? Uh, can we talk trash about other comedians?
Trash, exactly.
Can we spend the entire 120 minutes talking about the minutia of comedy?" And
Yeah,
she's like,
yeah,
"No, no, no to any of them."
yes, yeah, yep,
That's pretty
yep.
good.
Well, I'm excited about a show that, I just got added to, which is that same
Oh,
weekend,
can't
and
wait to hear about it.
it doesn't pay well, and it's not a lot of time, but it's a magician. So I'm on the magic show. I'm on the ma
Whoa.
I know, I've never
Is
performed
it
with
billed as a magic show?
yes, it's billed as a
Okay.
magic show, so, like, the big poster is the magician, and then, like, the little picture of me is comedy. So, the magic and comedy, right? That's the idea, and I have never performed with a magician before.
Oh, I have. I did
Yeah.
a fundraiser in Massachusetts or Rhode Island with
Mm,
a great organization. What do they call it? Funny for Funds. If you're out in the New England area, they're great. Book them. They
yeah,
raise money for everything. This one was for like a middle school soccer team,
mm,
and they raised like thousands of dollars. It was incredible. The
yeah,
magician was great. There was like, I don't know, 5 performers on the show, and one of them was a magician.
mm,
Oh,
yeah. Well, I mean, that's a little different, but because
okay.
this is a magic show, right? But, I mean, there was magic at the Vail Comedy Festival, and I was
Yeah.
super into it, man. I don't know. I mean, I
You like
want
magic.
I like magic.
Yeah.
I
Have you
like
tried it yourself?
I have tried it, and I have, a few magic tricks and a few trick decks, and I have a few, like and I would do it when I was a teacher, I'd do it for the kids every once
Okay.
in a while, and you just do something, you're like, "Oh my goodness, how did he do that?" And then I'd sometimes do it as, like, a learning exercise, like, maybe here, can you figure out what's happening here? Like, what are some theories? That sort of idea, to try to think about it. Um, but
Were you
yeah,
ever able to figure out how you were doing it?
sometimes I did. And one time I pretended to do something. I had a marked deck. I went through and I had a deck of cards and I marked the back of them,
Okay.
very carefully. There's a way to do it so that you
Okay.
can mark every single card. So I know what a card is, right? It's a
Okay.
marked deck.
Okay.
And then I did this little thing where they would pick a card and they would have their card. They would know what it is. They'd put it face down on the table, and I would say, okay, is it red or is it black? Okay, it's black. Okay, is it a face card? No, it's not a face card. And then I'm like, I feel like it feels like I'm reading their mind, but I'm not. I just know what the card is.
Right.
They did that to each other without knowing the card was was marked. They were
Okay.
trying, and they would get
Yeah.
it right. It was weird.
Get
Like
out of here.
they were able to read each other's minds. I mean, or they're just one of them is such a bad liar.
Do you want to hear a
That,
crazy mathematical fact?
what's that?
If you shuffled a 52 card deck right now, it has never been shuffled that
Yeah,
way before.
yeah.
Is that possible? That doesn't seem right.
That doesn't seem right. That seems like I know. Yeah, yeah.
I just don't get it. Is it including the starting position? Because maybe from starting position to finishing position, I could believe
Sure.
it. But finishing position, surely
You're
the
saying
deck
just
has been
one
shuffled that way.
shuffle?
Yeah.
One, yeah, and I mean that there's there's
It
just
seems
so
impossible.
many, yeah. You know what's
But on the flip side, think of it this way. How many times would you have to shuffle a deck to get it completely in order? Like you just shuffle it and it's in order.
Yeah.
It would never happen, right?
Never
It would
happened.
take not even a million, like a quintillion, a
Yeah.
million
Yeah.
times.
Yeah, it's interesting. Speaking of decks of cards, I got into memory things. So I read that book, Moonwalking with Einstein.
Your memory palace? You're a
Memory
palace guy? You're
palace.
building palaces? Let's hear
Building a
about it.
memory palace.
Roll me a
And
story, Jake.
and
That's what people come here for, the mathematics and
and
the
the memory
memory
palace.
tricks.
And so and it's one of those things I've told people about this, right? Like I would say, if you have a skill, I've heard this before, if you have a skill that you can demonstrate as a comedian, do it, right? There's I've seen comedians who play violin, right, and guitar, and obviously you've seen that.
Sure.
There's a local guy who can rap. Now, not his entire set is not rapping, but he does a rap part of it, and he does it really well, and I'm for it. And I was thinking about, like, I've got a really good memory, and so I will do that, where I will do crowd work with lots of people and remember everybody's names, everybody's occupations, do thousands of callbacks. It's just ridiculous. A lot of fun for me. But so I was like working on memory stuff. So I was reading memory books. And basically, one of the first things they want you to do is to memorize a deck of cards. Like shuffle it up and then just commit it to memory. Like in the
Seems
memory,
so hard.
right?
I do like a quarter deck. I could probably figure out. I mean, 7 cards, of course, because that's like phone numbers.
Yeah.
But maybe not, because it's like multiple variables.
Yes. They say if you're using the right techniques, that it's something that you can do relatively quick. But it's all about
Were
the
you
technique.
able to do it?
I have not. I've never tried it. I've never tried that particular memory skill. Yeah.
That's disappointing. That sounds like something we got to circle back to in a couple months. I would like you to try it by the 4th of July.
Oh, it'd be fun. It'd be fun.
Yeah. In fact, you could do it. You could do it on the pod. What a great time filler. Incredible content for people.
King of clubs, 7 of spades. That's how you.
Thinking of a club, it is Comedy Works.
Yes.
That make a good funny magic trick. Put the name, like, right in Sharpie, the name of a comedy club, and then give them a card and say, okay, it's a black card, it's a club, it's a comedy club, it's crackers. Oh my goodness! Reveal your card.
Yeah, I'm very, very excited about doing comedy with a magician.
Yeah, where is it?
It is at, I believe it's a Mexican restaurant, like 7 minutes from my house. So it's like super close. It's super close. It's on a Thursday. I mean, we're not talking about like, big time fancy show, but I'm into it.
That's fun, man. I mean, it's different. Like I was saying at the top of the episode, it's just the different things are fun.
Yeah.
You gotta have some variation.
And I'll make more than $20 because nobody will break my riser.
There you go. There you go. Hopefully, well, you might have just jinxed yourself. You better leave your car running the whole show.
Leave my car running the whole show. Yep.
That is insane. Is that insane?
I had no idea that's what.
Goes to a comedy show. That's like going to the movie theater and just leaving your car running the whole time.
That means there is not a chance that they turn their car off for pumping the gas, right? They got to leave it running while they're pumping gas.
That's a good point. That's a good point. And what about when they go to sleep at night? That's the coldest part of the day. You just leave it running out in the driveway overnight?
I bet there is a whole subculture of politeness and expectations built around this. Like if a man is trying to really impress a lady, he's like, "I'll go warm your car up for you." Like that's maybe a line that they start dropping.
But you don't need to do that if the car is already running.
Well, no, but I'm sure it can't always be running. It's got to be. It's got to.
I think they run all the time, Jake.
It's got to be off at some time.
I got to go back. I got to Grand Rapids, Minnesota. I'm coming back. I'm doing an investigation, and I'm only coming back in January when it's cold enough to do this kind of investigative work. We're gonna find out. And boy, am I gonna have a lot of cars for you, Jake.
Oh man,
I'm gonna sneak out during the feature set. Just
videotape all of these. Like it's on.
No, just take them. I'll just hop in and drive it away.
The keys are in them. Why not?
Yeah, it'd be better if I was the feature. I could do it during a headliner set. I'd have more time.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. That's the way to do
it. Always something new. Always something new, man.
Well, I did a Don't Tell comedy show in E-Town, Elizabethtown.
Do tell, Jake. Do tell.
A couple of interesting things came out of it. One was a very strong pushback against the headliner when he told that he was talking to the audience. He lives in Cincinnati, and he's like, okay, we're in Kentucky, we're in E-Town, this is the South. And they're like, no, this isn't the South, this is the Midwest. And it's a weird little like part of the country. Louisville and Kentucky, is it South? Is it Midwest? And the headliner was very strongly saying, no.
I couldn't find Kentucky on a map, if we're being honest.
Well, is it the South?
I can only name about 30 of the states on a map. Here's a great fact about Mark Masters. I can't name them all. You get in the middle, it's very confusing. And some of the corners, not Florida, obviously.
Yeah. I
was surprised recently that Oregon was underneath Washington. I thought they were side by side, and I've been there like 4 times.
No, I taught geography for a year.
Oh.
And geography, a whole year, not a semester, an entire year of geography. That's too much geography, right? You get there. There's only so much. And it's not like this incredibly.
What do you mean? There's a million.
No.
You can't possibly have covered all the country.
I'm not saying every single country, but our textbook was thin, and we were running out of things.
Sorry, geography for dummies. You were teaching geography for dummies.
I mean, by dummies you mean freshmen. Yes, geography for dummies, and but I mean, I don't know. Geography is not a hugely deep subject. I mean, there's only a certain types of landforms. There's only 7 oceans. There's only 7 continents. There's only, certain countries, whatever. But what we did is there's this geography game where you can, it'll tell you, here's the shape of, here, where's Kentucky? And then you click on Kentucky. And then where's Ohio? And you click on Ohio, right? And we did that game all the time. Right, so they would all have their little laptops out, and I would make them do it again and again and again. And so I would do it. I would hook my computer to the screen so that everybody can see what I'm doing, and I'm doing it as fast as I can. I'm like, hey, see if you can beat me. And so I have done that with the states thousands of times, right? Like just again and
You're
again.
Good at it.
I'm really good at where the states are.
I mean, I don't know when you say geography isn't deep. I mean, tell that to the Mariana Trench.
Yeah, there it is.
Where's the
there? But like, it's like world history. You could talk about world history for semester after semester.
I don't know. I think geography you can talk about forever.
Years and years.
Speaking of memory, have you seen these people that identify places in the world in like a fraction of a second?
No.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
What information do they get?
I'm so excited that you don't know about this. I'm so excited to open your eyes to this. It is unbelievable, Jake. It is unbelievable. They'll be like based on the tree leaves, they'll immediately know what continent it is. And then based on the time of day and the angle of the sun, and like you could do this in like 10 minutes, maybe with Google. but these people do it in like half a second. Like immediately they'll be like,
these people are lying on the internet. That's what's happening.
No. This is real. I'm gonna Google just to see what it's called. Like it's like speed, location.
No way. Don't buy it.
Live? No.
Speed, location, live.
Identifying location challenge. There's like, it's like a competition. Identifying location from a photo.
Yeah.
What is this called? Everything now is like how to do it with AI. GeoSpy. GeoSpy, is that what it's called? I don't know. We're gonna have to circle back to this because it is amazing. We're gonna show a video on I gotta figure this out right now. Tell us one more good geography story, and I'm gonna dig this up.
A good geography story. So what I would do with this class, right? I am trying to figure out how to not teach this class as much as possible. So I have the kids playing the game, but they're learning. That's a very useful thing. They know where all the states are. They know where basically every country is. I mean, we do it in different, like all of European. So you have to do Europe. You have to do Africa. You have to do Asia. I mean, it's kind of hard, but the way that the game works, it'll eventually tell you where it is. You can move on and whatever. But they got really good at it. And I mean, you could do the entirety of America, all 50 states, in probably 40 seconds. Relatively easy. I mean, like you're not like the best in the world at it. You could do it in under a minute. It's really not that hard. But
really,
what I also would do is we would turn to a next chapter. So let's say we're going to Europe. All right, maybe and so everybody pick a country in Europe. And then they had to come up with a slideshow presentation and present it to the rest of the class, telling us about their country. And I'd always make them do like some fun facts, some interesting pieces about it, some sort of geography. What is the major river system or whatever it is? Basically, I liked to make the kids teach, because when you teach, you learn. It's one of the most effective ways of learning.
Yeah.
Somebody, but it's also incredibly easy to grade. Right? I'm sitting in the back. They finish their slideshow, grade in, done. Next one. I don't have to read anything. I don't have to spell check. I don't have to do. I mean, we're not. There's no. It's just they presented it. Look, and then it's clear that they did work. It's not like I'm giving them a grade for nothing.
Yeah.
They got in front of everybody. They told everybody the facts. They had it. And so it's, I really enjoyed.
Okay. So this thing is called GeoGuessr. No E at the end. GeoGuessr. And they have a World Cup of geoguessing. And I just tried to sign up for the website and you got to like pay for it. It's a real pain in the ass. But if you guys Google it will blow your mind. In between this episode and the Patreon taping, we're gonna do it, and we'll talk about it on the Patreon. It is wild, man. These people are insane at how good they are at guessing these places with nothing. They'll be like, "Oh yeah, you can see a blue spotted robin flying across, only found in Colombia. So definitely in Colombia." Because the streets are so narrow, we know it's in this region of Colombia. They have telephone poles. Telephone poles are also only found in this area, and they just nail it every time. It's unbelievable. Talk about memory palace. These people are crazy. It's very cool. It's very cool. Yeah. I'll find a good example of somebody geoguessing very quickly. This guy's name is Trevor Rainbolt.
Huh.
Who
Never heard of that. Yeah,
is just I'm going to just read a little bit of this story. In a matter of seconds, that guy at the top left corner can identify the location of this freeway by its trees and get the GPS coordinates of your mom's house using a picture of her porch.
What?
Unbelievable. I mean, it's really crazy. I've seen it, and like I had the same reaction you did. This has to be fake. This has to be, but it's real, man. It's crazy. So, what an episode! Wow, so much memory talk.
Oh my goodness! And I mean, I hope this is one to remember. This is an episode to remember.
Very nice. The good wordplay.
Oh, I like a good wordplay.
Yeah.
There's I don't know. There's some of those things are made up, and I don't know if this is or not, but I don't know if you ever got into like the what is his name? I think he calls himself the Amazing Randy. But
Oh, I know who you're talking. He's dead, right?
he's dead. Yeah. I
Yeah, they
think
made a documentary about him.
the
I don't
honest
think it's
liar.
Randy.
Yeah, whatever. Um,
Amazing something. The magician,
yeah,
comedian.
yeah.
Yeah, well, he had a drug
No,
problem.
not the. That's Amazing Jonathan. The Amazing
Yeah.
Jonathan is a comedian. Yeah. No. This is. I want to say it's the Amazing Randy, but he did, and yeah, the Amazing Randy with an I. Yeah, an honest liar is the documentary about him, and he didn't like it when people claimed to actually have supernatural powers. Like that was his
Mm.
big thing. He likes magic. Hey, come trick me with magic. I'm for it. But if you say no, I'm actually, I'm communicating with the dead, or I actually have magic powers. Like Uri Geller was one of the big ones that he uh, exposed, and he did have the show here expose them and all of this stuff. And he did some fascinating things, including like trick scientists. So that then he would get the scientists to like really believe, oh yeah, no, that guy has supernatural powers, and then he
Huh.
will on the back end be like, we were making it up the whole time.
Yeah,
What?
he'll debunk
You
it.
know? So
So is Randy the guy that like Bill Gates is in the audience or somebody famous like that? And
I don't
he's like a
remember.
mentalist and there was a
Oh,
show in New York City, like an off-Broadway show. And the guy, he would like pull somebody from the audience up and he would basically he would figure out where they were from, what they did for a living, all this stuff. It was incredible.
oh yeah. Well,
And
there is mentalist. I think is a very fascinating thing. And again, as long as you are not saying, "Hey, I have supernatural powers," that's where I do think it's a little bit slimy. Um, but I have a book that's on my to read list. By the way, here's a quick update on my number of books that I
let's
have
hear
started
it.
but not finished. Yes, last week I think I said 23. I recounted 34. 34 books that
Huh.
I
So
have
we're going in the wrong direction.
going in the wrong direction. I did finish a book, but it was not
Okay.
as part of those 34 because it was an audiobook. So
Huh.
I'm talking about
Okay.
34 physical books that I have started. I have
Brutal.
bookmarks in, and some of them I'm at hundreds of pages in, and I'm like,
Brutal.
but yep. So
What do you ever go to like have you paid to see a magician?
yes, so I went out of my way to see um, Penn and Teller. So I wasn't sure how long Penn and Teller would be, still working.
Yeah.
And this was a few years ago. My brother, this is a crazy story. My, my brother,
You should have gone to seen Siegfried and Roy.
I know, yeah. This is post that. But my brother, he wanted to build a log cabin. He got it in his mind. He wants to
Okay.
build a log cabin.
Like Lincoln logs or real logs?
Real logs. He wants to build a living a structure that humans can live in out of logs. And he wants me and my other brother to help him. So he bought us seats in this log home building class where they teach you how to build log homes.
Crazy.
Yeah, this class was held in a conference room in Las Vegas. And so you're in Vegas for 2 days. They teach you how to build log homes, but
You have like chainsaws and stuff?
no. They don't like teach you like they teach you like you're sitting in class. It's basically like a seminar, a two-day long seminar where they go through different aspects of
Okay.
what it takes to build these things.
Okay.
Does anybody actually
What's in between
ever
the logs?
build a
What's that white stuff?
So it is a mixture of. It's basically cement, but it's sometimes not as quite as dense as cement.
Okay.
I think they call it chinking. which sounds racist.
Not anymore. They don't.
Not anymore, but that's what they used to call it. Like,
we just got demonetized. That was the sound of us getting demonetized.
Yeah. But the way that they do it is, and I didn't know. I mean, I'm learning. Is so you got in between the logs, you'll put nails. They'll put nails like every 6 inches, all and like so they're sticking out a good amount, and that's what the stuff can bind to. So it's not like just in there and you could.
They put the nails in before it like hardens?
No. You put the nails in. So you got like the 2 rounded edges coming together. You put the nails in and they're sticking out a little bit. And then you come back
through both logs, 2 separate logs.
No. It's like rebar. You're using it to keep the cement stuff in place.
Okay.
So it was interesting, but we went there and we the biggest reason that we went there was to it was easy to talk me into it because I wanted to see Penn and Teller.
So, there you go. How was the show?
Show was great. Yeah, really enjoyed the show. The worst part of the show was they had an it wasn't opener is too strong of a word. It was just something was happening before the show started, and that thing that was happening before the show started was jazz. And they went on and on about how good this jazz guy was. Hey, welcome to the stage, this best jazz guy in the world. You know what's terrible? Jazz is terrible. I am not a fan of jazz.
I like jazz. Have you ever seen Whip Saw? It's a movie about a jazz drummer.
Oh no.
Whiplash.
Have
you seen Whiplash with Miles Teller? Incredible. Really good.
Yeah.
You probably wouldn't like it because it's got a lot of jazz. But you might because it's jazz.
I did see a docu. I don't know if you're a documentary guy.
Sure, sometimes.
I'm a bit of a documentary guy. And I saw one recently.
Have you seen that documentary about how they came up with the 2-letter abbreviations for the 50 states?
That's not a document. Well, are you talking about the Gulman?
You'll get it. Memory Palace. Gary Gulman.
Gary Gulman bit. Man, that's a good bit. That's
a great bit. He worked on it for 19 years. And you know what? The glue, the resin, the rebar that made it work was when he framed it as being about a fake documentary. That's what finally made it work.
I didn't know it was a fake documentary. I just assumed, probably is a documentary.
Oh,
yeah.
It's fake. It's 100% fake. But he gets people come up to him all the time like, hey, I couldn't find that documentary. I've been looking for it. What's it called?
It makes sense to me. But I saw the Giro Dreams of Sushi documentary.
Incredible documentary. I saw it in the movie theater.
No way.
At Chez Artiste in Denver. Either Chez Artiste or the Mayan. Chez Artiste isn't in business anymore.
It came out in 2011.
Yeah.
And the guy, Giro, was 85 at the time. He's 100 now. He's still alive and 100 years old.
That's something you got to do, Jake, while you still can. Go to Japan and get sushi. I don't even think you could fit in the door, probably, of his place.
Well, that's the crazy thing about Japan is Japan has sumo wrestlers. So would I be like revered or would I be feared? I don't know. Something.
Yeah, you'd definitely be a bummer on the subway train tracks.
Yeah.
What is that? 5 people?
Oh my goodness!
You're ruining it for everybody. That's hilarious. All right, we got to start winding this down. This comes out February 16th. Another killer episode. Go GeoGuessr, everybody. You want to do some plugs?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to Chattanooga on the 20th, and then I've got a Dalton, Georgia on the 21st, and then I'll be for the first time ever at the Laughing Skull in Atlanta on the 23rd. So pretty excited about that.
Okay, this is exciting. February 16th, February 18th, Wednesday, February 18th, just added. You can find it at vailcomedyshow.com. Amos Gill from Australia, big theater guy, does all kinds of theaters in Australia, now lives in New York City. He's a big skier, and he hit me up. He's like, I'm on a ski vacation, and I said, sure, I'll make a show for you, and got the venue, got it all set up Wednesday, February 18th. Then found out he's headlining Comedy Works the weekend before.
Wow.
not 100% sure this is kosher, but as far to the best of my knowledge, Comedy Works has a 90-mile competition radius and it's 100 miles. So I'm in the clear. Normally I would have emailed Wendy and asked for permission, but it was like way too late by the time I found out he was at Comedy Works. So he's recording his album at Comedy Works. So that show is going to be a banger because he's going to be, comics that they go up and down, and the peak is right when they're recording albums. So that's Wednesday, February 18th. You can find all that stuff at markmasters.co. On that Thursday, I'm in Golden, Colorado at Mad Max Brewery. That show is, when we're taping this, that show is 15 days from now. They still do not have a ticket link online. I'm confirmed. I don't know what's going on, but come out to Mad Max Brewing. Will there be tickets now? When you're listening to this, I have no idea. And then February 20th, I'm doing 2 or 3 shows at the Denver Comedy Lounge. Love that location. Speaking of sushi, and all my dates, everything on markmasters.co. And we're going to go into a real spicy Patreon here. So check that out at patreon.com/Mark and Jake. We'll see everybody soon. Bye.